I'd now like to call upon the captain of the Valley Heights Brigade, Steve Price.
Okay, guys. I note that I've been given 3 minutes on the schedule to complete my speech, so I'd like to start by apologising for that. My fellow volunteers, Commissioner, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On this occasion, we mark an important milestone in the 54th year of our Brigade's proud history in providing a high level of service to the community. Within this world-class facility, our members look forward with anticipation and pride to our future in continuing the tradition and legacy that our predecessors have given to us. Our predecessors, whose efforts have afforded our brigade with a proud track record of initiative, effort and success. Our long line of inspirational members includes such names as Jack Bailey and Laurie Smiley. Okay, guys. Former captains who helped shape our brigade in its formative years. Gentlemen with names such as Ted Dixon, Ted Millett, Arthur Tester, Graham Thompson, Ken Kirkness and Fred Beard. These are just some of our predecessors who boldly took on enormous projects, such as completely disassembling an acquired ex-Army ACO and then painstakingly rebuilding it into a state-of-the-art fire tanker, using their own initiative and skills to the benefit of our brigade. Carrying out the planning, building and completion of a fire trail traversing the valleys between Springwood and Valley Heights for the enablement of hazard reduction burning activities for the protection of the community in what they then described as the mosaic pattern. Sound familiar? And tirelessly fighting for the rights of volunteer firefighters, both in front of and behind the scenes, with such issues as implementation of workers' compensation for self-employed volunteer firefighters, which was no mean feat during the 1960s and 70s. These gentlemen not only took on these challenges, they excelled at completing them. Who can ever forget the achievements by such stalwarts of our brigade? In an operational sense, our community owes a great debt of gratitude to these members for what they really excelled at and our main purpose. Since our brigade's inception, there has been no shortage of fires for our members to fight. Fires of great notoriety that have affected the Blue Mountains community in 1958, 1968, 1977, all have had such members to take on. Many fires since then have invariably all been attended by our brigade's members as well. Although we have had no choice but to let the larger ones through, the members of our community have always had the benefit of the members from this brigade working tirelessly toward their protection and safety. It is a somewhat difficult challenge at times for us to match the energy and drive that was exhibited by our forefathers, especially in this day and age. We can, however, look back and take pride and, most importantly, inspiration from the example that has been set for us. I acknowledge the work of our former active members, and I would encourage our current members to use that example of hard work, camaraderie, friendship and success. These are values that exist within our brigade now, just as they have in the years gone by. The one resounding word we can take from that example and apply to this occasion is, of course, success. After more than 10 years of continual frustration and setbacks, we saw little choice but to take the issue of our station to its last dying breath. Thankfully, logic and common sense has once again prevailed. The communities of Valley Heights and Springwood, and indeed the wider Blue Mountains community, have a facility that matches the requirements of a world-class firefighting agency such as ours. Despite this success, there is still much to do to bring the standard of firefighting infrastructure in this geographically and politically challenging district up to the required standard. We look forward to congratulating our neighbouring Winmalee Brigade on the completion of the Yellow Rock Fire Station, as well as our colleagues at Shipley and Lawson. We wait with bated breath for the anticipated completion of the extensions at our Fire Control Centre. I look forward to the timely completion of these important projects which will help underpin our sister brigades and overall our rural fire district. Of course, there are several individuals who need to be recognised for their intervention, assistance and the reason we are here today. I propose to mention these people individually. Firstly, I acknowledge our President, Bert Clark. Bert has, for many years, been an active campaigner for our brigade. Never scared of a challenge or to take an issue by the horns, and sometimes without any perceived requirement for self-preservation, Bert will stop at nothing for the advancement of our brigade and its members. Bert lives and displays the values of the Rural Fire Service in everything he does. Not one for resting on his laurels, Bert's latest challenge is to enter as many of our members as possible in the upcoming World Firefighters Games in Sydney, for which he has secured $2,500 of sponsorship from Steggles. Bert will be taking on what I perceive every possible swimming event in his age group. To Bert and his long-suffering wife Rhoda, I offer our brigade's thanks, our congratulations on receipt of your long service medal today, and best of luck at the pool later this year. Secondly, I acknowledge our Acting District Manager, Mr David Hoadley, AFSM. David will well remember a particular captain's meeting where he was first introduced as our next Acting District Manager, and the somewhat frosty reception he received from a particular captain who voiced his concerns over the level of acting managers we were getting in the Blue Mountains. Of course that was me. It had to be me, wasn't it? I have been only too happy to eat my words ever since that meeting. People who are able to use actions rather than words are worth their weight in gold. The fact that we are here today opening this facility is to no small extent due to the actions of our Acting District Manager and his ability to motivate others, excuse me, including volunteers, staff members and even council representatives. Since taking his new role on, David introduced a suite of impressive initiatives, including a set of milestones for the Blue Mountains, of which a significant amount have already been achieved. David also produced a quote to describe his role in the Blue Mountains District, which is protecting our community by empowering our volunteers. On behalf of our brigade and its members, I offer our sincere gratitude for your hard work, your professionalism, not only your support in the rapid completion of this facility, but in the work you have undertaken across the Blue Mountains. It is most unfortunate that the hills around Orange are more enticing than our district. It is and indeed has been a pleasure working with you. I acknowledge the work of our former Commissioner and former local member Phil Coperberg. It is quite noteworthy that Phil is an honorary life member of our brigade from many years ago, whose nomination was endorsed by those I mentioned at the beginning of this speech. As a previous District Manager of the Blue Mountains District, or FCO in the days, Phil has taken a personal and significant interest in our brigade over many years. It is therefore elementary that Phil would become a major linchpin in our efforts to build a new station, and ultimately his intervention came with timing that would make the Swiss proud. To Phil, on behalf of our brigade and its members, we offer our admiration and appreciation for your efforts, not only recently but throughout the majority of your career. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge the efforts of our brigade members. Following in the footsteps of your predecessors, you have endured through a draining and at times frustrating experience over more than 10 years, only to regroup and ultimately succeed. Your efforts to complete the landscaping and finishing touches to this station are to be congratulated, and the rewards are here to be seen today. I congratulate those of you who are collecting your 10 and 20-year medals today, and I'd like to state my admiration and uncontainable pride in being a member of the Valley Heights Rural Fire Brigade. Additionally, on behalf of our members in the Brigade Executive, I would like to recognise and thank the following people. The Commissioner of the RFS, Shane Fitzsimmons, who without his solid and steadfast support, this project would not have started. Commissioner, you'll be glad to know that our President's smile is now permanent. That's exactly right. New South Wales Government for their funding, and the Public Works team, which was ably headed by John Banks. Thank you. The City of the Blue Mountains Council, who after 12 years finally saw the light. The local member Rosa Sage for her assistance and support. A special thanks to Christina Pollard from the Blue Mountains Gazette for her hard-hitting articles and support. To Michelle Ollie from Sugar Plum Catering, who is providing the catering today at cost price. Thank you, Michelle. To the residents of Valley Heights and Springwood and local communities who gave us unwavering support when asked, thank you very much. To our new neighbours, Ian from Kerry's Motors and Oliver from the local hire shop, who suffered through the station building process and were most accommodating and helpful when we moved in and undertook landscaping. Thank you, gentlemen. Once again, to all the members of Valley Heights Rural Fire Brigade and your families, my thanks for the time and effort you have put into this project, letterbox dropping, collections of signatures, the landscaping, and especially a thank you to Hugh Patterson and Francois Madden for the remarkable work you've done around the grounds for this station. And finally, thank you all for coming to celebrate the opening of this station. I hope you enjoy the day. Thank you.